Welcome back to the channel, everyone. This video is about combat tips and specifically information. This is the first video of this series where we're talking about before you do that W key, what are the things that you need to be looking for? What are the things that can set you up for success? I'm going to give you 3 general principles, and this can spiral into a ton of different topics, so be sure to look for the follow-up videos. This can be used pretty regularly if you're solo no-filling, or if you have like some teammates but you just don't have comms for some reason. You can also apply this mid-fight. So if you have one of those bouncy targets in streamer building that are changing floors all the time, it helps you kind of take a step back and reanalyze your battle environment and not get caught in their, Watson traps or caustic traps or whatever they have planned for you. Make them play into your hand. So clearing your way into the fight. This is still gaining information. That is the biggest piece to all of this. This is the difference between just W keying and clearing your way up to a fight still. The biggest thing that you can do is identify your targets as early as possible. This means when you're running around, you're not just, nose down to the ground going towards the ping that somebody else pinged for you. You're looking around, watching, hey, what are the avenues that enemy teams can be coming in from, and looking that direction. When you're healing, you're looking around while you're healing. If you're, on the zip lines or whatever, just if you're moving, you should be looking around. There's also an old saying that you have 2 eyes, 2 ears, and 1 mouth. This saying kind of refers to you should be doing 4 times as much looking and listening as you should be talking. And talking in Apex is the equivalent of movement and shooting. So let's say you've already mastered that. You can spot people 500 yards out. What do you do next? Well, if you're like a lot of people I've seen in like gold and under lobbies, you just kind of run towards the fight. Maybe there's a little strategy on the approach, but there really isn't like patience. That's why I've chosen these clips in the background, is because they show how patient you can be and the process that I'm describing. Watch them. What are they doing? Are they looting and going? Because if they're looting and going and you're in ranked, maybe you just let them pass and you might fight them later, 2 squads later, but you're up in RP already at that point. You can also see, is anybody else following them? Because we all hate third parties, but it's a nature of this game. So if you jump in there, you might be the one that ends up getting sandwiched from the other team that's just running after them like a dog. You could even watch them fight the other team and figure out how they do their tactics. If they fight that team and they are down 1, then now you've got a 3v2. So being patient pays off, most of the time anyway. There are times about being overly patient and not aggressive, but honestly, if you're newer in the game, I'd rather have you be too patient and learn something every game than be overly W key oriented. I know streamers say, oh, just W key everything, but they have thousands of hours to play the game. I only have maybe 10 hours a week to play the game, so I can't afford to just be miserable all the time by dying. Fun fact about patient as a definition is not only does it mean not hasty or impulsive, but it also means being able to endure pain. And I know that watching teams is painful, but it will make you better. And that kind of goes to the next point of those bouncy targets that are always jumping around zip lines and stuff. Being patient is momentary patience. Do something, pause. Listen, wait. Do something, pause. Listen, wait. Those people that are bouncing around are counting on you just being overly aggressive and making a mistake, and they're trying to catch your mistake. So if you check yourself every once in a while, that will help you prevent falling into that trap. Now, there is a time and place. You don't want to just be at the top of a zip line and stop. Like, don't be in the open. Don't be stupid about it. But the idea is to control your pacing. Don't let somebody else control your pacing when you're mid-fight. And doing those 2 things kind of leads into the third piece of this, which is identifying the weakest link. If you watch them, even if they're just moving, you're going to see somebody can't zipline jump. Somebody might not be that great at, looting. Whenever they go to a box, they stop and look at it and then select something and then go to the next thing. Identify your weakest link. That person is probably the least experienced and probably doesn't have the greatest aim. So that would be the person I would try and catch out in the open. And then again, you're making it a 2v3 or 3v2 instead of having to go up against a full team, because even not skilled people can get into a good position by luck. And this is just the starting point of this whole clearing your way into a fight. Again, I'm trying to keep these videos under about 5 minutes so they're quick listens, but if you can do those 3 things of identify your target early, be patient, go into pubs and just solo no-fill and just watch people fight, you will learn a ton doing that, and identify the weakest link whenever you do that. If you're able to process that, then be able to apply that faster whenever it comes to your actual games that you care about, like if you play ranked or if you're actually trying to win in a pubs game. So in the meantime, go forth and conquer, and I'll see you in the next one.